إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشره بمغفرة وأجر كريم. إنا نحن نحيي الموتى ونكتب ما قدموا وآثارهم وكل شيء أحصيناه في إمام مبين. واضرب لهم مثلا أصحاب القرية إذ جاءها المرسلون إذ أرسلنا إليهم اثنين فكذبوهما فعززنا بثالث فقالوا إنا إليكم مرسلون. قالوا ما أنتم إلا بشر مثلنا وما أنزل الرحمن من شيء إن أنتم إلا تكذبون. قالوا ربنا يعلم إنا إليكم لمرسلون وما علينا إلا البلاغ المبين. قالوا إنا تطيرنا بكم لئن لم تنتهوا لنرجمنكم وليمسنكم منا عذاب أليم. قالوا طائركم معكم أئن ذكرتم بل أنتم قوم مسرفون. وجاء من أقصى المدينة رجل يسعى قال يا قوم اتبعوا المرسلين اتبعوا من لا يسألكم أجرهم وهم مهتدون. وما لي لا أعبد الذي فطرني وإليه ترجعون. أتخذ من دونه آلية إن يردني الرحمن بضر لا تغني عني شفاعتهم شيئا ولا ينقذون. إني إذا لفي ضلال مبين. إني آمنت بربكم فاسمعون. قيل ادخل الجنة قال يا ليت قومي يعلمون بما غفر لي ربي وجعلني من المكرمين. وما أنزلنا على قومه من بعد من جند من السماء وما كنا منزلين إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم خامدون. يا حسرة على العباد ما يأتيهم من رسول إلا كانوا به يستهزئون. ألم يروا كم أهلكنا قبلهم من القرون أنهم إليهم لا يرجعون. وإن كل لما جميع لدينا محضرون. وآية لهم الأرض الميتة أحييناها وأخرجنا منها هبا فمنه يأكلون. وجعلنا فيها جنات من نخيل وأعناب وفجرنا فيها من العيون ليأكلوا من ثمره وما عملت أيديهم أفلا يشكرون. سبحان الذي خلق الأزواجها كلها مما تنبت الأرض ومن أنفسهم ومما لا يعلمون. وآية لهم الليل نسلخ منه النهار فإذا هم مظلمون. والشمس تجري لمستقر لها ذلك تقدير العزيز العليم. والقمر قدرناه منازل حتى عاد كالأرجون القديم. لا الشمس ينبغي لها أن تدرك القمر ولا الليل سابق النهار وكل في فلك يسبحون. وآية لهم أنا حملنا ذريتهم في فلك مشحون وخلقنا لهم من مثله ما يركبون وإن نشأ نغرقهم فلا صريخ لهم ولا هم ينقذون إلا رحمة منا ومتاعا إلى حين. وإذا قيل لهم اتقوا ما بين أيديكم وما خلفكم لعلكم ترحمون. وما تأتيهم من آية من آيات ربهم إلا كانوا عنها معرضين. وإذا قيل لهم أنفقوا مما رزقكم الله قال الذين كفروا للذين آمنوا أنطعم من لو يشاء الله أطعما إن أنتم إلا في ضلال مبين. ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين ما ينظرون إلا صيحة واحدة تأخذهم وهم يخصمون فلا يستطيعون توصية ولا إلى أهلهم يرجعون. ونفخ في الصور فإذا هم من الأجداث إلى ربهم ينسلون. قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلون إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم جميع لدينا محضرون. فاليوم لا تظلم نفس شيئا ولا تجزون إلا ما كنتم تعملون. إن أصحاب الجنة اليوم في شغل فاكهون هم وأزواجهم في ظلال على الأرائك متكئون لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون. سلام قولا من رب رحيم. ممتاز اليوم أيها المجرمون. ألم أعهد إليكم يا بني آدم ألا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين. وأن اعبدوني هذا صراط مستقيم. ولقد أضل منكم جبلا كثيرا أفلم تكونوا تعقلون. هذه جهنم التي كنتم توعدون اصلوها اليوم بما كنتم تكفرون. اليوم نختم على أفواههم وتكلمنا أيديهم وتشهد أرجلهم بما كانوا يكسبون. ولو نشاء لطمسنا على أعينهم فاستبقوا الصراط فأنى يبصرون. ولو نشاء لمسخناهم على مكانتهم فما استطاعوا مضيا ولا يرجعون. ومن نؤمر ننقص في الخلق أفلا يعقلون. وما علمناه الشعر وما ينبغي لها إن هو إلا ذكر وقرآن مبين لينذر من كان حيا ويحق القول على الكافرين. أولم يروا أنا خلقنا لهم مما عملت أيدينا نعما فهم لها مالكون. وظللناها لهم فمنها ركوبهم ومنها يأكلون ولهم فيها منافع ومشارب أفلا يشكرون. واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة لعلهم ينصرون. لا يستطيعون نصرهم وهم لهم جند محضرون. فلا يحزنك قولهم إنا نعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون. أولم ير الإنسان أنا خلقناه من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم. قل يحيي الذي أنشأها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم. الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأخضر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون. أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى وهو الخلاق العليم. إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون. فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل Muhammad. Surah Yasin was recited and Surah Fatih is requested for all the marhumins of Asghari and Lagali family and Kul Arwahul Mu'minina wal Mu'minat. Surah Mubarakatul Fatiha. توجه زيارة. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله. السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله. السلام عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين وابن السيد الوسيين. السلام عليك يا ابن فاطمة الزهراء سيدة النساء العالمين. السلام عليك يا حسن المجتبى. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين وعلى أنصار الحسين جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا مولى ابن مولى. السلام عليك يا غريب الغرباء. السلام عليك يا سلطان أبا الحسن علي بن موسى الرضا. كن شفينا وشفي والدينا في يوم الجزاء ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا صاحب العصر والزمان. السلام عليك يا خليفة الرحمن. السلام عليك يا إمام الجن والإنس. أجل الله فرجك وسخر الله مخرجك وجهورك ورحمة الله وبركاته. صل على محمد وآل محمد.
خوشنودی امام زمانہ بآواز بلند صلوات. فرماتے تھے علی ولی شاہ لاپتہ، تا زندگی تو ہاتھ وہ زہرا کا خم رہا، پر غسل میں نے میت زہرا کو جب دیا، چاہا کہ اس کنجو کو کروں ہاتھ سے جدا، دل تنگ آخر ہو گیا مجھ دل ملول کا، سیدھا ہوا نہ ہاتھ جناب بطول کا، آخر اسی طرح سے رہا دست خم ہوا، میت کو پھر کفن بھی پنایا بچشم نم، تابوت میں جو لاش لٹائی بصد علم، تب آل مصطفیٰ سے یہ بول شاہ امم، کر لو وداع تم سے وداع اب بطول ہے، یہ آخری زیارت بنت رسول ہے، یہ سن کے آئے اہل حرم بادل فغان، تابوت فاطمہ پہ ہوئی بیبیاں نثار، مل کے گلے سے لاش کہ زینب تھی اشکبار، کلثوم پاؤں چومتی تھی ماں کے بار بار، گل تھا کہ وقت ماتم بنت رسول ہے، یہ آخری وداع جناب بطول ہے، زینب نے بھائیوں کو کیا لاش سے جدا، رو کر علی نے شبرو شبیر سے کہا، لو اب اٹھاؤ ماں کا جنازہ بسط پکار، آئی صدا نہ دوئی دے تکلیف مرتضی، یہ بوجھ میرا احمد مرسل اٹھائیں گے، تابوت فاطمہ کا محمد اٹھائیں گے، خاموش اے دبیر نہیں طاقت بیان، جو زخم تازہ دیدے دل سے ہے کیوں خون روان، حق سے دعائیں مانگ کہ اے رب انس و جان، بہر بطول دختر پیغمبر زمان، ہر لہجہ مجھ کو یاد شہ نامدار ہے، یارم در حسین پہ سب کی مزار ہو، أرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات الشهداء الفاتحة.
محمد وآل محمد صلوات.
صلوات اللہ محمد و آل محمد. اندھیرے اندھیرے یتیموں سے چھپ کر سر قبر زہرا علی رو رہے ہیں. اندھیرے اندھیرے یتیموں سے چھپ کر سر قبر زہرا علی رو رہے ہیں. تمہاری مصیبت بھلاؤں گا کیسے، میں بچوں سے آنسو چھپاؤں گا کیسے. تمہیں یاد کر کے جو روئیں گے بچے، میں بچوں کو اپنے مناؤں گا کیسے. تصور میں زہرا سے کر کے یہ باتیں جو کھائے سر اپنا علی رو رہے ہیں. اندھیرے اندھیرے یتیموں سے چھپ کر سر قبر زہرا علی رو رہے ہیں. کبھی آنسوؤں کو چھپاتی ہے زینب، کبھی بھائیوں کو اٹھاتی ہے زینب. کبھی گھر کے آنگن میں آتی ہے زینب، کبھی ماں کے حجرے میں جاتی ہے زینب. कबीरों के दुख किया ये करती है नोहा, उठो अम्मा फिजा अली रो रहे हैं, अंधेरे अंधेरे यतीमों से छुप कर सरे कब्र ज़हरा अली रो रहे हैं, उठो शाहज़ादी हुआ है अंधेरा, तुम्हारे बिना वो कहाँ सो सकेगा, मैं जाऊंगा वापस तो बोलेगा बाबा, मेरी माँ कहाँ है बोला दो खुदारा, अकेले जला कर चराग आंसुओं का सरे कब्र ज़हरा अली रो रहे हैं, अंधेरे अंधेरे यतीमों से चुप कर सरे कब्र ज़हरा अली रो रहे हैं, शहरे नबी में समा कर बला का न कोई तसल्ली न कोई दिलासा, तरसते हैं घर में यतीमान ज़हरा, कोई आके देता नहीं इनको पुरसा, हुसैन व हसन का कहीं पर है गिरिया, कहीं मेरे मौला अली रो रहे हैं, अंधेरे अंधेरे यतीमों से चुप कर सरे कब्र ज़हरा अली रो रहे हैं, कभी इस जगह को न भूलेंगे मौला, ये कूचा है मक़तल दिले मुर्तज़ा का, यहाँ से न गुज़रे हुसन बाद ज़हरा, सितमगर ने मारा था यूं ताज़ियाना, मोहम्मद की बेटी ज़मीं पर गिरी थी, यहाँ बैठे तन्हा अली रो रहे हैं, अंधेरे अंधेरे यतीमों से चुप कर सरे कब्र ज़हरा अली रो रहे हैं, वो लम्हे हैं मुश्किल अली को भुलाना, वो पहलू पे जलते हुए दर का गिरना, वो आहों का मरना वो जख्मों का रिसना, शहादत पे मोहसिन की ज़हरा का रोना, तकल्लुम अभी तक इसी बेकसी पर, लहद में भी मौला अली रो रहे हैं, अंधेरे अंधेरे यतीमों से चुप कर सरे कब्र ज़हरा अली रो रहे हैं, अंधेरे अंधेरे यतीमों से चुप कर सरे कब्र ज़हरा अली रो रहे हैं। सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि मोहम्मद व आले मोहम्मद।
محمد وآل محمد صلوات. ہر درود اور ہر سلام مادر حسین تیرے نام، ہر درود اور ہر سلام مادر حسین تیرے نام، ہر درود اور ہر مادر حسین تیرے نام، زوج علی ہے سربلند فاطمہ عظیم ارجمند، جس کے آستان پاک کے قدسیان عرش ہے غلام، ہر درود اور مادر حسین تیرے نام، ہر درود اور مادر حسین. ہاں فاطمہ فاطمہ آرزوئے قلب مصطفیٰ، جس کے لاڈلے حسن حسین، جس کی بیٹیاں فلک مقام، ہر درود اور ہر مادر حسین تیرے نام، ہر درود اور ہر مادر حسین. کٹ رہا تھا فرد شاہدی، چل رہا تھا خنجر لئی، بی بی آپ دیکھتی رہی، مٹ گئے حرم جلے سیام، ہر درود اور سلام مادر حسین تیرے نام، ہر درود اور ہر سلام خواہر حسین تیرے نام. ثانی جناب سیدہ، اللہ اللہ تیرا حوصلہ، خوف کی حفاظت حرام، بعد قتل سید انام، ہر درود اور ہر سلام خواہر حسین تیرے نام، ہر درود اور ہر سلام خواہر حسین تیرے نام. محمد وآل محمد صلوات. الفاتحہ.
Respected elders, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. Just one quick announcement. This year is the year of election for the World Federation. We did have, I think, one candidate visit us here a few weeks ago. There are a total of 4 candidates running. And within our region, which is under NSIMCO, the election for the World Federation was set for this coming Thursday, September 30th. So the ballots right now are on the way from London. We'll put out an email that will give you links. We just got the information in terms of what we could distribute. So we're going to send everything out. A FAQ, I think we had sent that out earlier as well, that covers the guidelines of who can vote in the election. So I'm just going to summarize very quickly who can. So we have a subscription list, those who are paid members here. That list is submitted to NSIMCO every year as part of our membership renewal. The subscribed members here are the ones who are considered eligible and registered voters. So we give them that list, and the ballots are generated based off of that list. So that's the list, not who's subscribing into this year, it's from the 2019 list. So anybody who was a subscribing member is eligible to vote. There were a few questions as to why it's September 30th and not 31st, or why couldn't it be done this weekend when we have a large audience. That decision was made at the World Federation Conference. They selected the date. Each region was given a choice of either January 30th or January 31st to conduct the election, but that's done at the regional level. So as NSIMCO, the Jamaats all agreed to do it on Thursday. So that is the only day that folks who are going to be participating in the election will be allowed to vote. That evening, we're required to tally up the votes and submit them back to the World Federation. So um, this Thursday, we'll have the ballots here. I know we have some lady members as well to come in. We'll have a table there and over here as well. And we'll, again, have to certify the registrations on our member list for those who are participating. Again, there are 4 candidates. We'll submit those lists out there. Some of them have social, I think 3 of them have social media pages, 1 does not. You can go read their manifestos, their vision, and what they plan to do for the upcoming 3-year term. The other announcement is that we're now into 2019. With that, our membership dues here for 2020 are now due. Please submit them online or to any one of us on the management committee here over the next couple of days. So those are now being received. So please get your membership dues in. Assalamu alaikum.
Let's all recite 5 times Ayyam Yujibu for all those who are sick, for the safety of our Muslims, for the safety of our holy places, and all those in need of du'as. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه 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 ويكشف السوء اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بر حبیب خدا ختم الانبیاء محمد و آل محمد صلوات. رحم الله من قرأ سورة المباركة الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. فوضوا أمري إلى الله إن الله بصير بالعباد ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل ونعم المولى ونعم النصير. والصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على الرسول المسدد المصطفى الأمجد المحمود الأحمد الذي سمي في السماء بأحمد وفي الأرض بأبي القاسم محمد. وآل أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين المنتجبين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. وقل رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري وأحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. أما بعد، قال الله تبارك وتعالى في كتاب الكريم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل لا أسألكم عليه أجرا إلا المودة في القربى. صدق الله العلي العظيم. زينوا مجالسكم بالصلوات على محمد وآل محمد. For the love of Rasulullah صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. For the love of Fatimiyah الزهراء صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. And for the hastening of the reappearance of Imam Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman, sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
My respected elders, brothers and sisters in Iman, Salamun alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Question: who is Fatimah al-Zahra in this dunya and in that dunya? Keep this question in your mind, inshallah, we'll return to it. As we get started on our journey in the next subsequent nights, in the nights that we are together, we are going on a journey together. If for this journey, you and I will need certain tools. We will need certain things in our grasp, in our toolkit, in order to conduct this analysis. You will need two lenses, two sets of lenses. The first set of lenses is the material lens, the material set of this world, of this dunya. And the other set of lenses, of eyesight that you need is that of the other world. In our world that you and I exist, this material world of the physicality, there are many elements that require our attention on a day-to-day basis. They require our attention in terms of our sustenance, in terms of our family, in terms of our health, in terms of our income, in terms of all of these matters. But there's another world, there's another realm, and that realm is the realm after this realm. When we come to these two worlds, when we come to these two realms, the Lady of Light, Fatimah al-Zahra, gives us guidance in this dunya and in that dunya. In this world and in that world. But we must work together to understand how she gives us guidance, not only for this dunya, for that world as well. And that requires some effort. That requires some training. Why? Because the world in which you and I live, with all its benefits, with all its beauty, with all its benefits, the healthcare, the hospital, the finance, the income, the safety, the security, everything that you and I enjoy in the West, there's another element of it. And that's what our scholars have told us. That we have to work for this dunya, but not neglect that one as well. Therefore, when we come to this idea, we understand that you and I have some responsibilities. We have some obligations. We have some work to do, some tasks. And in that, we will look at in the next nights how the Lady of Light completes the message of the Ahlul Bayt in Islam and how she gives us guidance for the next world. Because there are certain aspects of her life that she can benefit us and our communities in particular. If you remember the previous lectures that we've had in subsequent nights, when I've been amongst you in years past, when we've looked at this idea of one of the communities within the Muslim community that is the most marginalized according to data are the Muslim women. I've mentioned this time and time again because they are at the forefront. The hijab, according to the University of Hawaii and other institutions, the number one indicator of someone's faith in America today is the first thing is the hijab of our Muslim sisters. The second is the turban worn by our Sikh friends. When we come to this, we must make sure in a world, in a realm, our daughters, our wives, our mothers, our aunts, their needs, their rights must not be neglected. I say this in a modern world of social media, a world where there's the Instagram and the Facebook, and mashallah, now there's TikTok also. And in this world, our sisters are looking for guidance, and also our brothers as well. Because many times when it's with respect to consumption, both sides are consuming. Both sides are seeing what's on the social media. In this brief analysis, in the subsequent nights, we will look at the Lady of Light as a role model for us, as an ideal daughter, as an ideal wife, as an ideal mother, but also how does she complete the message of Rasulullah on this planet? What are those things that Rasulullah, in terms of being a complete role model, even he could not be a role model for everyone in certain things. So Allah had to make some thing that would take care of those things that Rasulullah could not adhere to directly. Because someone may say, Rasulullah is a man. He knows how men are. He knows how they deal with. But we need someone, a role model for the other gender. Or some say the better gender. And someone needs to do that. That was Rasulullah giving the light on his daughter. That is what that personality is. Lady of Light, Fatimah al-Zahra, sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. This is in the material realm. There's another lens. And that lens is of the other world. You know, in this dunya, it's beautiful. We have traditions of the Ahlul Bayt that we should work for this dunya as if we will live here forever, Amir al-Mu'mineen says. And work for the akhirah as if you will die tomorrow. You're leaving, you're departing, you're a traveler. The Sufi mystics, the Urafa, the people of Irfan, of spirituality, you go from east to west. People are starving for spirituality in our world. There's an abundance of knowledge. There's an abundance of facts on the internet, in the digital sphere. But people are starving for spirituality. I meet youth who are going to India, they're going to other places in the world. They're saying, what do you want? What are you looking for? I'm looking for spirituality. And we have these gifts from Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, and we're not leading in spirituality. Allahu Akbar. I remember I had the opportunity to go to the House of Najaf al-Ashraf to meet some of the scholars on a trip. Some of us young speakers had gone a few years back. We asked them, we said, is there anything that you can give that we can take back to our communities so that they can increase their spirituality? They're starving for spirituality, especially the youth. They said, there's a dua. So what's the dua? Tell us, please, please, whatever it is, let us know. It's a dua. If you can read it once in your life, read it once in your life. He first says, if you can read it every week, read it every week. If you can't read it every week, read it every month. If not every month, every year. If not any of that, one time in your life, it will increase your spirituality. What is that dua? It's a dua kumel. Recited on Thursday nights. At that moment, we were shocked. We said, we recite this dua every Thursday night. But we understood there was a huge gap in terms of what we were understanding and what they were understanding. We have to bridge that gap. That bridging of the gap requires that you and I know our priorities in life. Islam is not against earning a halal rizq and livelihood. It encourages. There are numerous traditions that there are 72 levels of worship, the highest of which is to seek a halal rizq. There is definitely Islam is focused on that. But at the same time, I should not do that at the expense of my meaning. We live in a world where people are searching and seeking meaning, purpose. What is my purpose in life? What am I to do? Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam give you and I our meaning and purpose in life. They direct us. But we have to get attached to that spirituality of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. Therefore, tonight I want to take our eyes with the lens of not the eyes of the physical eyes. Tonight I want to take you on a journey with the eyes of the heart to another realm, another world, as we get started on our journey. So we can understand what the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam have said with respect to this great lady. There are certain people in our world, in our existence, not very long ago, who they are ahead of their times in terms of purpose. What do I mean? If you look at movements in society, social reformation movements, if you look at art movements, if you look at intellectual movements, if you look at entrepreneurial movements, you will notice some people are ahead of their time. What do I mean? If you look at, for example, the likes of Martin Luther King, MLK Jr., whose day has just passed recently. This was a person who faced stiff resistance and stiff opposition at his time. But as time progressed, society said that this man was right. The justice that he is talking about is correct. Although, if you go back 50 years, 60 years, people at that time said, what is he talking about? He was right. He was ahead of his time. He said, I've seen beyond the mountain. I've seen the light. I've seen it. This was MLK not too long ago. Furthermore, when you look at the world of art, you've heard of the Impressionists. Many of the youth have studied at Lehigh and PSU and all these institutions. When you look at art, in particular in our world, in the liberal arts, there were certain people who were ahead of their time. The Impressionist painters in France at the end of the 19th century, 1800s, beginning of the 19th century. Them, as well as Van Gogh, many of them died in poverty or very close to it, or only were recognized towards the end of their life. But they caused a revolution that gave rise to the likes of Picasso and others. In entrepreneurship, you remember Ford, Henry Ford? People used to ask him, do you do market research? For those of you who are in business or in professional, do you do market research? Do you see what people are thinking? Yes, there's a place for that. But he said that if I asked people what they want, they would tell me I want a faster horse. And there would be no car. He says sometimes people don't know. I'm looking ahead. The same thing that Steve Jobs said, the founder of Apple, those phones and devices that we all have. He said, if I ask people what they want, they'll tell me what they want. I make it, I take it to market, and by the time they get it, they say that I don't want this anymore. I want something else. So there have to be certain people in society who are looking ahead, who are looking at what's going to happen, what's going to come. The same way, when we look in the spiritual realm, there are other people who see much further than you and I. I can speak at least for myself, much further than I can see. And when you look in the vision of the spiritual realm with the eyes of the heart, the distance will show you the highest peak is none other than Fatimiyah al-Zahra salamullahi alayha. But do not take my word for it. Therefore, in the brief moments that we have together tonight, I want you to understand and myself to understand what is the great position of this great lady. What is the position of this great lady? Not only in this dunya and that dunya. And this requires to understand her from the lens of the Ahlul Bayt. What the Imams have told us is her position. Because if you and I come to it, we may come forward and neglect that personality because we say it's only 18 years on this planet. What's the big deal? The Ahlul Bayt tell us what is the big deal. Therefore, in the brief moments, I want to look at the life of Fatimah al-Zahra at a very high level glance. When was she born? When did she die? What were those things that she had done in her youth as a child? What were those things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made sure took place so that she could be someone that her birth was recognized in this dunya, not only in this dunya, in that dunya as well. And what is it that are her fadail, her merits, and how can we develop a relationship with this great personality? And what was the musibah of Fatimah al-Zahra? Because you will know in the coming nights that the musibah of this great lady is nothing small. The calamities are tremendous. My goal, inshallah, and our goal in the subsequent nights is by the time we leave this discussion and conversation over the next few nights, that you and I leave having been inspired to learn more about the Lady of Light. Inshallah, that is our goal. So we never neglect and we never say that we don't have the solutions to our problems in this dunya through the lady of that dunya, inshallah. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. When we come to the Lady of Light, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made certain arrangements. I begin with a tradition from Imam Baqir alayhi salam. The Imam alayhi salam was with some of his companions. They said, Yabna Rasulullah, can you tell us something that gives us a glimpse of the status of your grandmother Fatimah al-Zahra? Something, can you tell us? He said, what question have you asked me? Allahu Akbar. He said, sit down, I'll tell you. He said, on Yawm al-Qiyamah, on the day of judgment, Allahu Akbar. On the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give a cry. He will first send 1,000 malaika to the left and to the right and to the front and to the back. And he will say, escort someone to my vicinity, towards my throne, Allah will say, my proximity. At that point in time, there will be a cry in the court of the day of judgment. The cry will be what? Ya ahla mahshar ghuddu absarakum. O people of the court of the day of judgment, lower your gaze. Why? Because Fatimah al-Zahra enters into the court. At that point in time, the Imam doesn't conclude the tradition. We sometimes take it to this point. You know what the Imam says? The Imam continues. He says, you know what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say? Fatimah al-Zahra, I want you to look at this crowd and I want you to point and pick out who are your Shia, who are your followers. And I want you to put them all to one side. And when you put them all to one side, I want you to take them all to Jannah with you. He said, if you want shafa'ah in that dunya, develop a relationship with our grandmother Fatimah, a spiritual connection with Fatimah al-Zahra. What is Fatimah al-Zahra? The ulama have been perplexed on this, and I will share this with you in coming nights. What have scholars who have spent their entire lives reading and studying the books of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam said about this great personality? It baffles the mind. When we come to Fatimah al-Zahra, Prophet was told that after Ba'athah, there was arrangements that were made for her birth. How was she born? According to scholars, she was born 5 years after the Ba'athah of Rasulullah. That is, after Rasulullah made his announcement of prophethood at the age of 40. Announcement. At that time, 5 years later, Rasulullah is given the command to make arrangements for the birth of his daughter. How? You know, I want to tell you before this, understand why this universe of ours was created. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us with respect to the Ahlul Bayt, it's not something small. We have traditions that align us and help us understand who is this great. Rasulullah has been told, Allah says to Rasulullah, لَوْلَاكَ لَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْأَفْلَاقَ. Allahu Akbar. If it were not for you, O Muhammad, I would not have created the universe. Allahu Akbar. At that point in time, this prophet, what's happening? He is being told that in the 5th year after his announcement of prophethood, oh Muhammad, you have to separate from your wife Khadija. You have to go and meditate, you have to go and worship, you have to go and do ibadah, in solace. At that point in time, you have to do ibadah in solace. At this point in time, the ulama say, because many youth ask the question, did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala create something before Adam alayhi salam? The Imam al-Baqir alayhi salam answered this question. He said, before Adam alayhi salam and before our world, there were 1,000 worlds, alf, thousand, meaning a million worlds. And each one had an Adam. Because some people come forward and say that if you go back historically and look at the data and the numbers, you will find that if the numbers don't add up, because if you go back to Adam alayhi salam, he was not that long ago. And we have fossil evidence for much older, much later. Right? Rasulullah 1400 years ago. Jesus, peace be upon him, 20 years ago. Musa alayhi salam, how long ago? 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, let's say. Nuh alayhi salam, 7,000, 8,000. Let's go to Adam alayhi salam. How long ago? 15,000, let's say maximum 20,000 years ago from now. But my youth comes to me and says that, Sayyid, I understand what you're saying, but if I go to archaeology and I go to fossil evidence, we have evidence of people, bones of human beings from much before. What's the answer? The Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam gave the answer. Many of our youth are leaving Iman because nobody's answering their questions to their satisfaction. What do I mean? Many times growing up, for many of the elders, they know, they would ask a question, they would get a response from someone to the satisfaction of the person who's answering the question. But that's not going to work anymore because we live in the era and the world of why. What? How? But the Ahlul Bayt have given the answers. By the way, on the issue of atheism, which is one of the hardest, one of the biggest issues that we're facing globally, the atheists that were in the time of the Imams were much more sophisticated than the ones of now. And the Imams have answered them accordingly. But no one has time to answer these, address these. Research, and inshallah you will get the answers. When we look at the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, they have given us answers to the most perplexing problems that you and I are facing. When we look at Fatimah al-Zahra, develop that relationship. How? The Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam have said, our grandmother Fatima is not to be neglected, is not to be taken lightly. I say this because this is the precursor of everything that I'm saying. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made arrangements and He said that before this creation of Adam, I created other creation. What was the other creation? Imam Amir al-Mu'minin answered this question. Imam Bakr said, before our world, there were 1 million worlds. Each one had an Adam. But were there any creations before Adam? Imam Amir al-Mu'minin answered this question. He said, Allah created 4 creations at least before Adam. He said, what? He said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first and foremost created the nur and the light of Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Then what did He create? Then He continued and He created the jinn. Then what did He create? Then the angels. Then what did He create? Number 4, Nasnas. He said, Ya Amir al-Mu'minin, what's Nasnas? He said, this is a creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that was physically looked like you and I, but was not given intellect. So that would be analogous to a caveman, what you and I would call. We are Homo sapiens, before us Homo erectus and others. You and I have answers to these questions, but who is there to look at these answers? I am telling you, that nur, after Allah created the nur Muhammad wa ali Muhammad, but Rasulullah came later. Adam came first. Then Nuh alayhi salam, then Musa and Isa and all this. So what was going on? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the realm of ma'rifah, Allah was transferring the nur of the Ahlul Bayt, the Imams, all the way through the loins of the Prophets. From Adam to Dawood, to Musa, to Sulaiman, to Isa, all the way down to Rasulullah. But before Rasulullah, this nur went to Abdul Muttalib, according to the ulama. Abdul Muttalib, of course, being the father of Abdullah and Abu Talib. At that point in time, 13 lights, Rasulullah, Amir al-Mu'min, all of them are coming through that line. And this line, this light, it goes to Abu Talib. But there's still one light remaining. What light is that? This was the light that Allah made the arrangements and said, "O Muhammad, O my Habib, 5 years after Ba'that, you have to come to me. It's not something I'm going to bring to you. You have to come to me for this light." At that point in time, Rasulullah, he separates from Lady Khadija in worship, in ibadah. After 40 days pass, we are told that Rasulullah, after the 40 days, Jibreel descends. He said, "Ya Rasulullah, Allah has sent this food for you." He ate the food. When he ate this food, he then said, Jibreel said, "Ya Rasulullah, you have to go towards Khadija at this time, your wife." And when he went back and he went towards his wife Khadija, before the night was done, Lady Khadija said that I felt the weight of Fatimah al-Zahra in my womb. But there was a problem. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. But there was a pivotal problem. What was that pivotal problem? The women of Quraysh had boycotted and put sanctions on the early Muslims, on Lady Khadija, on Rasulullah. And a woman, when she is in that state that she's expecting, she needs assistance. Some narrations say that they went to the ladies of Quraysh and say, I'm expecting. Lady Khadija said, I'm expecting, I need help, I need assistance. They all said, you married the orphan boy? You married Muhammad? You expect us to help you? At that point in time, Allah said, you all taunt the wife and the wife of Rasulullah and the mother of Fatimah al-Zahra, and I won't make arrangements? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent 4 women from Jannah in order to make sure that Fatimah al-Zahra was born. Who are these people? Who are these personalities? We're told the sister of Musa alayhi salam, number 1 is sent. The wife Sarah of Ibrahim alayhi salam is sent. Asiya, the wife of Fir'aun, is sent. And Maryam, the mother of Jesus, peace be upon him, is sent to make sure that Fatimah al-Zahra is born. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Salli ala. This is not to be taken lightly and ordinarily. Why? Because I tell you, the big scholars of our school of thought, they have understood the personality of this, the position of this lady. No one knows her reality. It's a secret, and that will come in this coming night. Who Fatimah al-Zahra is a secret. Allah only knows. But we can have an understanding by what our ulama say. Why? You know Ayatollah Murtaza Qadwini, who leads the Salah in the Haram of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam? True story. Some years ago, many years ago, decades ago, he was in the land of Hijaz, Mecca, Medina. He had gone for the pilgrimage. When he had gone, we're told, this is validated by the family. When he went, and you know, at this time in Hijaz, they don't need anything. They are the judge, jury, and execution. They do whatever they want. At that time, they had to say that we will come forward and we will put you to death. We sentence you to death. It's not easy, huh? But these ulama, these scholars, many times they're at a higher level. You need another lens to understand this. I need another lens to understand this. And so he's imprisoned. And when he's imprisoned, they say that the time and the hour of your being executed is coming near. When they come forward, he makes a dua. And he says to Fatimah al-Zahra, he says, oh my grandmother, because he says, I have dedicated my life to you. And I will continue to dedicate my life to you. However, if you want me to remain here, I am here at your service. If you don't, I accept. He said, 1 hour before they were going to execute me, I said to myself, I will recite 2 rak'ah salah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I will gift the thawab, the ajr, the reward to Fatimah al-Zahra. The ma'rifah, Allahu Akbar, the understanding, with yaqeen, with certainty, to believe. And he rested. He was okay after that. He said, I was at peace. He said a few minutes before they were going to take him for execution, they came forward and said, we've made a mistake, we got the wrong person, so you're free to go. 2 rak'ah salah, with yaqeen, with certainty, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, gift the ajr and the thawab to Fatimah al-Zahra. See the miracles that happen in your life. This is one instance that I know of. I can tell you many others. But that gift, that helps you. That relationship with the Ahlul Bayt helps you and I in the most difficult times. When our jobs and our works are on the line. When the health of our loved ones are on the line. But it's not like a switch you and I turn it on and off. Huh? We have to develop that relationship. We have to work on it. And believe me, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is merciful in the highest way. How do I say this? Why do I say this? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with respect to the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, He comes forward and says, I wipe away everything. I take care of you because of them. Not just me saying this. Not me saying this. This is Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam saying this. Why? How? We have an authentic tradition from the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. I'm laying the foundation tonight. What is the tradition from the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam? Rasulullah is told by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala what? That, oh Muhammad, had it not been for you, I would not have created the universe. Yes? At that point in time, Rasulullah is told by Allah that, oh Muhammad, had it not been for you, I would not have created this universe. Muhammad is who? Rasulullah is who? That without him at the age of 40 announcing prophethood, there is no Islam. Without him, there is no struggle that he's going to Taif and he's coming back and forth and he's coming bloodied. He's given everything. He goes to Shabi Abi Talib. He loses his uncle. He loses his wife. He loses everything. Then he migrates from Mecca. He goes to Medina. He goes war after war. And he gives struggle after struggle. He gives his entire life. So you and I can have Islam. And Allah is saying to him that I would not have created anything. That means that if it was not for Rasulullah, there would be nothing. There would be no seas, there would be no rivers, there would be no oceans, there would be no trees, there would be no mountains, there would be nothing. But Allah doesn't stop there. He says, Ya Muhammad, and if it wasn't for Ali, I would not create you. Allahu Akbar. You need a different lens to understand this. I need a different lens to understand this. The eyes of this material realm don't do justice. Because when you develop that relationship, miracles happen in your life. And miracles happen in our lives. There are people who I know, even in this part of the world, they have such a relationship with Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam that you and I cannot imagine. But who is Ali ibn Abi Talib? Ali ibn Abi Talib, the first one who is born in the Kaaba. And he's the first one to pray with Rasulullah at the age of 10. And he's the first one who Rasulullah trusted at every moment in his life. When he goes from Mecca to Medina, he says, Ali, don't come until you have returned the trust. And when Ali comes, then after that happens Badr, Fatih Badr, Ali ibn Abi Talib, Fatih Uhud, Khandaq, Khaybar, Hunayn, name it. Ali ibn Abi Talib at the forefront. This Ali ibn Abi Talib who's given everything for Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't stop there. He says, O Muhammad and O Ali, وَلَوْلَا فَاطِمَةَ لَمَا خَلَقْتُكُمَا. And if it was not for Fatima, I would not have created either of you. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Ya Rasulullah. Ya Ali, Ya Ali, Ya Ali. The poet says, Midhate malkae haya kije. Midhate malkae haya kije. Khums alfaz ka ada kije. Midhate malkae haya कीजिए खुम्स अल्फाज का अदा कीजिए और सारे कामों को छोड़कर जिब्रील सारे कामों को छोड़कर जिब्रील मदह जहरा मुलाहिजा कीजिए सारे कामों को छोड़कर जिब्रील मदह जहरा मुलाहिजा कीजिए और अहले नजरान the people of Najran अहले नजरान पंजतन है ये अल्लाह अकबर अहले नजरान पंजतन है ये दम अगर है मुबाहिला कीजिए अहले नजरान पंजतन है ये दम अगर है मुबाहिला कीजिए और आखिरी शेर आपके घर भी आएंगी जहरा अल्लाह आपके घर भी आएंगी जहरा आपके घर भी आएंगी जहरा आप भी मजलिस से आजाद कीजिए आपके घर भी आएंगी जहरा आप भी मजलिस से आजा कीजिए दुरूद भेजिए मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद The poet says Fatima al-Zahra will come to your house how you do a majlis of Imam al-Hussein you do a majlis of the Ahlul Bayt in your house see who comes because it is our belief in our aqidah and some of these things are slipping I'm telling you globally in my travels we don't come to the majlis because who's on the flyer who's the name we come because Fatima al-Zahra is here. Who is this? That ma'rifah, even if there's one person, that lady of light is present. Fatima al-Zahra is not to be taken lightly. It's a very difficult, very, very difficult to recite the Musibah of Fatima al-Zahra. Because I tell you, where does the Musibah of Fatima al-Zahra begin? We think it's at the door. It's much before that. The Musibah of Fatima al-Zahra is when she's a child. We're told there's a moment in time. In the early days of Islam, Rasulullah is in the vicinity of the Kaaba, Abu Jahl. He sees him praying. He says, today I will get Muhammad. He sees him praying. It's the early days of Islam. He comes forward. He takes the intestine of a sheep and throws it on Rasulullah. Allahu Akbar. What Rasulullah went through. He says himself, no prophet went through what difficulties I've gone through, what calamities I've gone through. Because he never did a dua to curse his people. This was the rahmah of Rasulullah. But there was no Muslim at that time who could help Rasulullah. At that time, all the Muslims, they were in hiding. They were in taqiyya. They said if they came forward and assisted Rasulullah, they would be killed. Because they were trying to provoke. When that happened, at that moment in time when this happened, the news reached Fatima Zahra, who's a young child. She ran from her house. She saw Rasulullah. She took the intestines of the sheep off of him and she cleaned him off herself. The same Fatima Zahra who used to clean Rasulullah when he used to go to tabligh to Taif. And he would come back with blood because they used to pelt him with stones. This was the musibah of Fatima Zahra. No further than this. What other musibah of Fatima Zahra? This is the one I'm sharing with you tonight. When a child is born, it's one of the most happiest times of a parent's life. But not for Fatima Zahra. Allahu Akbar. Yes, she was joyous. Yes, she was happy. But when she was expecting a particular son of hers, Allahu Akbar, you know. When she was expecting a particular child, at that point in time, she comes to her father, says, Ya Rasulullah, my father Rasulullah, I have a question for you. Says, Fatima, light of my eyes, what is it? What is it? Tell me, what is your question? I'm here to answer you. At that point in time, Rasulullah says, and hears from Fatima Zahra, my father Rasulullah, this is your daughter Fatima. This child who's in my womb, he speaks to me in the womb. Says Fatima, what does he say? He says to me, my father, this child who's in my womb, he says, my mother, ana al-gharib. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. My mother, I'm the stranger. I'll be alone. I'm with no one. My father, why is he saying this? Fatima, does he say something else? Does he say anything else, this child? He says, yes, my father, this child speaks to me in the womb, says something else. What does he say? He says, my mother, ana al-mazloom. My mother, I am the one who is a mazloom. There will be dhulm on me. I will be oppressed. They will not do justice with me. Fatima, Rasulullah begins to cry. He said, Fatima, does this child say anything else to you? She says, yes, Ya Rasulullah. This child says, my mother, ana latshan. My mother, I am the thirsty one. I am the one without water. Allahu Akbar. Rasulullah begins to cry. When Rasulullah begins to cry, he says, Fatima, sit down. Ali, help your wife, support her. I am about to give some very difficult news. At that point in time, Ali ibn Abi Talib is there to assist Fatima Zahra. And Rasulullah begins to say that in this other realm, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had asked the spirits who is willing to take this test. And none of the prophets were there to accept. Adam didn't take it, Nuh didn't take it, Musa didn't take it, Ibrahim didn't take it, Isa didn't take it. There was one person, my grandson Hussein, he said, I accept this. But this test, this calamity was not an easy one. It was a very difficult one. Fatima, this child who's in your womb, he will be slaughtered on the plains of Karbala. 3 days, no food, no water, but he won't be alone. His family will be with him. His children will be with him. His women will be with him. Fatima Zahra began to cry. But when she began to cry, at that moment, she said, my father, who will cry for my son? Will you be there? Oh, he says, no, I won't be there. She says, will Ali be there? He says, Ali will not be there. Will I be there, Ya Rasulullah? He says, no, he will not be there. Then she says, who will cry for my son Hussein? Rasulullah begins to cry. He begins to cry and weep, but when he begins to cry and weep, he says, Allah, rest assured, Allah will make sure He gives rise to a nation whose elders will cry for his elders, whose youth will cry for their youth, whose men will cry for his men, whose women will cry for his women. Ajrukum ala Allah, the last line I'm giving you. I've been requested to say a couple of lines, 2 lines in Urdu. But Bibi Fatima Zahra, बाद में आजादार आएंगे. وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. صلى الله عليك يا رسول الله. صلى الله عليك يا أمير المؤمنين. صلى الله عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدة النساء العالمين. صلى الله عليك يا حسن المجتبى. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. Ya Allah, we ask you by these tears for Sayyidat Nisa al-Alameen and for these tears for Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, all of those who are here present, grant them whatever haja they have in this world. Ya Allah, grant them the best in this dunya and in the akhirah, inshallah. Ya Allah, all our youth and our students who are taking exams, who are studying, give them success in their exams. Give everyone who is seeking halal rizq abundance in their rizq, inshallah. Oh Allah, give health to all of us, all the elders, all the youth, our brothers, all our sisters. Grant them the best shifa and the best health by Imam Sajjad alayhi salam. And Ya Allah, hasten the reappearance of Imam Sahib al-Asri wa Zaman and allow us to be amongst his companions when he returns. Ya Zahra, Ya Zahra, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein.
Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein. آج کی شب سے لحد ہے اور زہرا یا علی کچھ وصیت کرتی ہوں سن لیجیے گا یا علی آج کی شب سے لحد ہے آج کی شب سے لحد ہے اور زہرا یا علی آج کی شب سے لحد ہے آج کی شب سے اور زہرا یا علی کچھ وصیت کرتی ہوں کچھ وصیت کرتی ہوں سن لیجیے گا یا علی آج کی شب سے لحد ہے آج کی شب لحد ہے اور زہرا یا علی کوئی دشمن دید کو آئے نہ میت پر میری اور نکلے رات کو اور نکلے رات کو گھر سے جنازہ یا علی آج کی شب سے لحد ہے اور زہرا یا میرے نالوں سے جو تھے بیزار کہہ دی جے انہیں ختم ہے بس آج سے ختم ہے آج سے زہرا کا رونا یا علی آج کی شب سے لحد ہے آج کی لحد ہے اور زہرا اس طرح بابا کی امت نے دیا پرسا مجھے فاطمہ کا ہو گیا، فاطمہ کا ہو گیا، چھل نکل جایا علی، آج کی لحد ہے جی کی اور یا علی قبر میں روؤں گی، بچے میرے جو روئیں گے، واسطے میرے نہ ان کو، واسطے میرے نہ ان کو رونے دینا، آج کی شب سے لحد ہے، آج اور یا فاطمہ زہرا کے پہلو اے شکستہ کی قسم، حلمی یہ ناچیز بھی، حلمی یہ ناچیز بھی ہے دل شکستہ یا علی، آج کی سے دو ایسے جنازے تھے تاریخ میں جو اٹھے، بس گھر کے ہی لوگوں نے دونوں کو دیے کاندھے، ایک فاطمہ زہرا ہے، ایک بالی سکینہ ہے، پہلو بھی شکستہ ہے، تربت بھی شکستہ ہے، پہلو بھی شکستہ، تربت بھی شکستہ ہے، دو ایسے جنازے تھے تاریخ میں جو اٹھے، بس گھر کے ہی لوگوں نے دونوں کو دیے کاندھے، ایک فاطمہ زہرا ہے، ایک بالی سکینہ ہے، پہلو بھی شکستہ ہے، تربت بھی شکستہ ہے، پہلو بھی شکستہ، قربت ہنستا ہے، خاتون کوئی ایسی یوں چور نہیں دیکھی، ایسی کوئی دنیا میں مستور نہیں دیکھی، 18 برس میں ہی لگتی جو ضعیفہ ہے، پہلو کا ہے، تربت بھی شکستہ ہے، پہلو تربت بھی، مرہم تیرے زخموں کا بی بی نہ ملا اب تک، اولاد امیہ کی باقی ہے جفا اب تک، رونے پہ بھی پہرا ہے، تربت میں بھی پہرا ہے، پہلو تربت بھی شکستہ ہے، تربت بھی شکستہ ہے، حسرت ہے یہی مولا بس میر کے سینے پر، آپ آئے تو ہو ماتم جی بھر کے مدینے میں، ہر ماتم سینے پر لکھا یہ عریضہ ہے، پہلو بھی شکستہ ہے، تربت بھی شکستہ ہے، پہلو بھی شکستہ ہے، تربت بھی شکستہ ہے۔ تم کو امت نے یوں ستایا ہے، تم کو نے یوں ستایا ہے، تم کو امت نے یوں ستایا ہے، مرگ محسن پہ بھی رلایا ہے، مرگ محسن رلایا ہے، تجھ کو بابا کے بعد امت نے ہائے دربار میں بلایا ہے، یا زہرا یا زہرا یا زہرا یا زہرا، فرش مجلس پہ اور مصلی پر، فرش مجلس میں اور مصلی پر، ہر جواں کہہ رہا ہے رو رو کر، ہر جواں رہا ہے رو رو کر، ہم رہے نہ رہے مگر بی بی تا قیامت رہے غم سرور، یا زہرا یا زہرا یا زہرا یا زہرا، یا ربی حق کے پہلو مجروح فاطمہ، معبود تجھ کو حضرت شبر کا واسطہ، رسوائی و ملال و مرض سے گناہ سے سب کو بچا دے، تجھ کو 72 کا واسطہ، شامہ سیتاب کر دے میرے دل کے چین کا، پروردگار واسطہ خون حسین کا، یا رب ہمیں کربلا جانا نصیب ہو، یا رب ہمیں کربلا جانا نصیب ہو، ہم جا کے وہاں ماتم عباس کریں گے، دنیا نہ رہے گی مگر اسلام رہے گا، دنیا نہ رہے گی اسلام رہے گا، شبیر بہرحال تیرا نام رہے گا۔
السلام عليك يا رسول الله محمد المصطفى خاتم النبيين. السلام عليك يا ولي الله علي المرتضى أمير المؤمنين. السلام عليك يا خديجة الكبرى أم المؤمنين. السلام عليك يا صديقة الطاهرة فاطمة الزهراء سيدة النساء العالمين. السلام عليك يا حسن المجتبى كريم أهل البيت. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله، وعلى الأرواح التي هلت بفنائك، عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعل الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على وعلى علي بن وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى وأخيك يا أبا الفضل العباس، وأختك زينب وأم كلثوم وبنتك سكينة ورقية جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا علي بن الحسين زين العابدين، ومحمد بن علي علم النبيين، وجعفر بن محمد الصادق، وموسى بن جعفر القادم. السلام عليك يا غريب الغرباء ومعين الضعفاء والفقراء، السلطان أبا الحسن مولانا علي بن موسى الرضا، كن شفيعنا وشفيع والدي في يوم الجزاء ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا محمد بن علي التكي الجواد، وعلي بن محمد النكي الهادي، والحسن بن علي العسكري. السلام عليك يا مولانا يا صاحب الزمان، سيدي الأمان 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 من فتنة الزمان. السلام عليك يا خليفة الرحمن وشريك القرآن وكعبة الإيمان. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. دعاء حفظ الإمام. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. بسم الله الرحمن. اللهم عليك الحجة ابن الحسن، صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة، وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا، حتى تسكنه أرزك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم